Do you believe four-year undergraduate public colleges should be free? Do you believe student loan debt should be canceled? If the answer to either is yes, please explain how you intend to pay for it.
And James Aberhart, you're first.
Okay. We know that nothing is free. I don't think it should be, the loan should be free. However, I think it should be lower. And we should work at ways to lower it. You know, use those federal funds to do so. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear don't remember the first part of that question.
Well, there was kind of a two-parter. One was, should four-year public colleges be free, and should we relieve student loan debt that it exists?
So I do not think it should be free. Again, those two-year colleges, those colleges have to operate as well. However, I should think that those fundings should be it should be lower.
Okay, Rick Collins.
I don't really know enough about if it's free colleges, then who's going to pay for it, so I don't really know the answer to that one. I don't think students' debt should be just waived. There's a lot of people who have paid off student debts, and I don't think it's fair just to waive student debts for the current. I do think, though, what we're doing locally, and we need to do more of, is training for high school students. We're doing that with Airbus. Airbus partnered with BC Rain High School, a great program for aerodynamic mechanic work and training, and I think that's a lot of promise there. We need to elevate. You know, college education isn't for everyone. There's a lot of great, plumbing, electricians, all kind of great careers out there. And students just going to college and coming out with a lot of debt is not always the best plan. So I would encourage more job training, high schools for different type trades. Thank you.
Kiani Gardner.
As someone who's invested my career in the community college and the technical colleges, I don't necessarily agree that four-year public colleges should be free, but I do think that two-year public colleges should be free, or at least the first 2 years at a four-year institution. This isn't just to get your associates, but it's also a way to learn a trade at many of our technical institutions. An associate of science or an associate of applied science are absolutely necessary steps in today's economy towards a living wage and a high-paying job. As far as student debt, I don't think that student debt should be totally canceled. In many cases, that will over-advantage people who've already been privileged enough to rack up $500,000 in debt going to four-year schools, master's programs, and medical school. But I do believe that there are many, many students who had to invest in a bachelor's degree in order to enter into their profession that are saddled with unreasonable debt. I believe in debt forgiveness to a limit. My suggestion is probably $50,000, which is very close to the average four-year tuition expense for a four-year college. And then, of course, you've got interest and fees. So paying for it is going to come with a massive overhaul of our tax structure. We have an upside-down tax structure that it already advantages the very wealthy, the families whose students didn't need to go into debt to get that MD. So we fix that tax structure. We have Americans pay their fair share, and we democratize education in a way that gives people real opportunity in our economy.